My name is Avery Amundsen, and I have a note on my phone that's completely dedicated to potential Instagram captions.
Okay, I'm Tony Lieb. I'm going to look at what my most recent note.
Yes.
So you look. It's our family's bebop order.
Yes, please read.
1 hamburger, no cheese, all toppings. 1 number 1, no lettuce, onions with Dr. Pepper, BLT, large fry, and chicken nuggets.
And we love things that are red. Today in the studio, we have with us Paige Klein, a returning guest.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back, Paige.
Thank you.
So good to have you.
Thank you.
How have you grown? How have you changed since we last spoke to you?
Well, most of my family has heard the other podcast, and I did not tell them, so they just found it. So I'm sure they'll find this one too.
Exciting stuff.
Hold on, how was the reaction?
Well, they all kind of reacted mostly to what I said about like the individual people. So my mom was like, "Ooh, you thought I was really lenient."
She's like, "Can I get that on paper?"
And I was just like, I mean, I thought you let me express myself.
Yeah. Like, do for the sake of the pod. Yeah. We're not going to unpack all of it in 10 minutes, but we can certainly try.
No, it was good. It was good. Everyone's reaction was very kind, but I could only listen to it one time.
I hear that as well. Well, we're so glad to have you back. What is your red thing for us today?
My red thing is MLS, which is my grandfather's landscaping business. I worked there for honestly 9 summers, so a very, very long time.
I had no idea it was 9.
Yeah, I started working when I was very, very young. And I called my dad before this. I was like, "Hey, Dad, am I allowed to say that?"
We're breaking child labor laws, yes or no?
And then he's just like, no, it's good, it's good. I guess because it's family owned.
Sure.
That was allowed. And
were you on the payroll?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know what that means or if that has anything to do with it. That's great.
I got to check.
Did you clock in, clock out?
The way we would do timesheets wasn't really like clock in, clock out.
I just love this mental image I have of baby Paige with like your time card, jamming it into one of those old school like kunk kunk.
Not exactly. It was more lenient than that. Well, for the first few summers, I don't think I really had to worry about it. I worked during the summer, but I was really young, and so like my jobs changed drastically over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
For what I was doing. So like when I first started 12 years old, it was like washing trucks, or I was mowing lawns. It was like
I love this.
It wasn't as like intense as it was like as I got older.
What are some of the intense jobs that you did?
It honestly depended on the summer. So like every summer, it seemed to be like almost a different theme of what I was doing. I remember one of the most intense summers was concrete, where we did sidewalks every day. And I had to like, they would find jobs for me. We were kind of considered, me and my sister.
Yeah.
That was one of the summers that we worked together. And we would have to do like detail work or like things that nobody wanted to do.
Right.
Because
true interns.
We had to prove ourselves being the boss's daughter and like granddaughter.
I love it.
Yeah. So we would do like, so we would like lay out the concrete and flatten it, texturize it and whatnot. But we'd also have to do like the things like hammer the beams.
Those beams.
We reused our beams and there'd be concrete on them. So we would have to hammer them to get the concrete off. So that way when you glide smoother, that it would go on level.
That sounds like a terrible job.
Yeah, it was my back was hurting quite a bit.
Like
you should have
literally
seen
just
us.
banging dried bits of concrete off of a bar.
Yeah, it was loud. And we had to wear these safety glasses, and it was just
And you're a petite little thing. Is your sister petite as well? And you guys are just like banging metal around. I love this.
Yeah, it was a funny sight to some.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But my dad was proud of us. Grandpa couldn't have been prouder. It was good.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Well, is this the same where you We're on the side of the road in the summer or something, and you were out there in like the scorching heat.
It was so hot, like being in long grass all day. There's so many bugs.
I was just going to say,
so many spiders.
I was like, any snakes? Probably.
Didn't see that, but there were these, depending on the time of year, we would have to wear these fly masks, and because they would just bite you.
Yeah.
And it hurt. Like I remember
Yeah.
one time I got bit so hard, and my leg was bleeding, and I was like, "What is happening?"
My word. Like these crazy horse flies out here.
And my dad would just laugh at us in a loving way. He would laugh at us because we would just be like, "This stinks."
I love this. Do you have any brothers?
I have one brother.
Okay. Older, younger? I
He's
should know
older.
this.
He's older. He's 5 years older. He only worked in MLS for 1 year, and that was my
Punk.
that was my first
What a
year.
punk.
Yeah. Sounds like a punk move.
But he was just, my brother's so smart and so gifted that I'm not surprised that he only allowed himself to work at MLS.
he only allowed himself.
Like he was
Oh.
just he was getting asked like the laborers that have been there for years, because he was so good at math.
Mhm.
And so they would like go to him and ask him like for these calculations on like whatever the
Yeah.
project was. Yeah.
Cool. So interesting. So Tony was kind of getting into this, and then
Well,
I cut
how's
him
it
off.
red?
Yeah,
Oh, yes. So
the redness.
the redness. So MLS, like if you look at the logo, it's a vibrant red. And all of the trucks, the uniforms, everything is just this vibrant red.
I'll drop you the link, Tony. It's
Okay.
something to behold. It is very vibrantly red.
Yes.
Like
it
when
is.
you told me it was red, I was like, yeah. Like a lot of companies have red in their logo, and I love it. Red. It is like you are correct, vibrant.
That website that I sent you, I had done when I was in college.
I wondered if it was a Paige special.
It was like when I was, I want to say like a sophomore, and would have been one of my last years working at MLS. Sophomore in
I love
college.
it. I mean, even for being, you're like, this is an older one. It looks clean. Looks great.
It was one of the first websites I ever did with Wix. Yeah.
And I see the little, like, this is just behind the little arrow cursor, and it kind of moves. I picked up on that page. That was my first clue. I was like, maybe this goes deeper than what it seems.
My dad was like, I think I had to do it in like a week or something.
Oh my god.
It was a very short amount of time. And I was like, Dad.
Well, is your dad Christopher?
Yes, he
And
is.
your grandpa's Mark. Look at that.
Yes.
I love to see it. Oh,
You see the uniforms, all the red.
so red.
Yeah, I thought the
The
red would be like
polos.
your shoulders or your forearms after being out in the sun for 12 hours baking.
That too.
I was taken care of by my fellow laborers though, because they were carrying sunscreen on them just
Bless.
for my very pale.
Well, I was
white
like, if
skin.
it runs in the family, so I'm sure there are multiple people that need that SPF life. Did you do this logo as well?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No, that's been the logo
That's been the logo.
for I have no like as long as I
Yeah,
can remember.
no, I love that. And so red, the business is red. They lean into red. You said there's kind of just like an embodiment of red.
Yes. Apparently, when my grandfather started this business, it was originally gray in the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
And then over time, my grandfather was like, "We're gonna change it to red because of the competitors. Nothing was red."
Hey.
He even paid extra money so that the trucks would be red, because I guess at the time that was a thing. That was like the embodiment of what started, like, honestly, my grandfather's love of red in general.
Oh, I love this.
You think of red in my family, you think of Grandpa Klein.
Yes.
I mean, he's a redhead. All of his red trucks. He has a couple old classic red cars. Oh, he loves ketchup. Loves
I
ketchup
feel
a
like
lot.
there is a ketchup cult community out there.
He gave the Kleins kind of the nickname of the Ketchup Kleins.
Not the ketchup Kleins.
I know. Every time there's like a little restaurant in this small town of Granville where MLS is.
Yeah.
And like well, I think he does this everywhere he goes now, but like he'll shake the ketchup bottle before he like sits down because he wants to know.
Like
We get
is this going to be worth? Because he doesn't want to waste time getting down and getting up before he even sits down. Is there enough ketchup for me here?
And he's still a ketchup lover, but I think the clients in general are more towards the ranch a little bit.
Ooh,
but
controversy.
a little bit, yeah.
So how is your perspective today different based off of like all of this work, grunt work, backbreaking work? You're here to put the sweat in. How does that show up today?
I think I'm really hard on myself.
Oh no.
A little bit.
I mean, I would agree. I think you're very hard on yourself.
Who isn't, honestly?
True.
I did not like waking up every day to go to MLS. I did not enjoy the long hours. I would wake up at 6 a.m. I had to be there at 7, and then I wouldn't get home till like 7. Like
That's
sometimes,
and
or
like and
sometimes
that's your
later.
whole summer.
Yeah, and so I didn't love that, but it did make me appreciate, just working hard in general and what that looks like.
I have a related note. So we had a one-on-one pretty early on, and that's usually time to say what's going well, what's not going well, what does your career path look like? And I was like, well, what do you think of Red Dot? Like, how's it going? And she's like, I love every minute of it or whatever. And I was like, but no, really, like, what do you
like, no, tell me the tea.
And she's like, no, really, I'm super grateful for it every day. And so there's just this different level, right? Especially there's a lot of criticism now of like these younger generations don't know what they're in for. They don't work hard. And
Nobody wants to work these days.
And then I'm talking to Paige, who's, much smaller than I am, who's worked much harder jobs than I have. And just, you're very grateful for the job and the opportunity. And even when it's like more production work, you don't tend to complain about that. So I don't know. I think it has created what's Grandpa Klein's name? Mark. You did a good job.
Mark,
Granddaughter's a hard worker.
Mark. Big props to Mark.
And
woof,
Christopher. Woof. Is it Christopher or Chris?
It's Chris, but
Chris.
Christopher's full name.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I've noticed it. I think just working with you and when things get kind of hard, you don't tend to freak out. Where I think a lot of folks, including myself at that age, like you get sort of temperamental. Like I'm not, and you're just like, well, I've been in 100-degree heat with concrete, and this is whatever.
Horse flies, biting through my skin.
No, I do think about that, and I'm very grateful. Very grateful for Red Dot, and also just that my dad did push us, not just me, all of my siblings. He pushed us to really work for what we want, and I love him for that.
I love that.
Well, I said to my my dad, and I think Tony, I might have mentioned this to you at one point. We went to go see AccuSteel, the building for that.
One of our clients, a fabric covered building manufacturer. Yes, AccuSteel. I know the one.
We went to AccuSteel, and we were going through where all the workers were, doing their steel cutting and whatnot. And I was just like, I had this urge to like jump in, and I just didn't know. I was like, what is wrong with me? I don't know how to do steel. Like, I don't know how to like.
But it was calling you. You're like, I need to figure it out.
Just this like hard labor aspect. It was just something I kind of, I don't know if missed is the right word.
We got to get Paige in the AccuSteel manufacturing floor and just see what she can make for us.
Knock it out. So looking back, I know we don't like morals every time, but I want to what was your lesson? I know. This seems like a good.
You can't not.
No, I know. This lesson concludes with what lesson for the world?
How many red polos do you have from this job? Do you have any leftover merch or swag?
I have so many red shirts. I mean, like I go home and that's all you see. Like my dad in. He's worked there. I don't even know how long he worked there.
Sure.
Honestly. But like
most of his career.
Yeah. Every time you'd see him, he was either in a National Guard fit or he's in an MLS shirt.
Yeah.
He has no actual shirts, just work shirts and camouflage.
My whole wardrobe is what has been given to me, or like it is guaranteed that if my dad is in like relax wear, it's Iowa State 100%. Like he's like, well, if I'm going to get a t-shirt, it's going to be an Iowa State t-shirt. Why would I get a regular t-shirt?
Well, it got to the point where I was seeing him like outside of work, like when you come visit me, like in Des Moines and whatnot, I'd be like, oh, you look so nice. Oh, now you're wearing normal clothes. Just
you're just not in the red polo I always see you in. I love it.
It's the same with my grandfather. He also is always seen in a red.
I'm like, does it make it
shirt.
easy to pick them out of a crowd? Do you see their shirt before you see their face sometimes?
Oh, definitely.
I love it.
Is Cindy your fiery grandma?
Shit, Shout out to Cindy.
Yes, she is.
I love it.
Ayo, Cindy.
We've heard stories, Cindy. I love it.
Do you have your, what's that license? Your CPL? No.
CDL?
CDL.
I do not have that, no.
That's next.
Yeah, they do, at the time, I'm not sure what they do anymore, but at the time they were willing to pay me to do that. But it is, I would haul trailers. I would work large vehicles.
I'm like, could you get in a skid steer?
Yeah. And it was just the idea, like the really big equipment, the tractors and whatnot. Like, I knew I would get a pay upgrade, but I did not want to do those. It's scary, especially when you're working where the tractors typically go, like along the highway. Like, people don't move over, and it's
yep.
like moving around. It's not easy. I wouldn't be moving as big of things as like some of these other guys were,
right.
and I would have anxiety just driving them.
Crazy. Oh, I love it. Thank you for listening to Things That Are Red. This has been a Red Dot Labs production. For more episodes and information, check out reddotad.com and be sure to follow Red Dot Branding and Marketing on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Thanks, y'all.